Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. I am super happy and excited to see all of you today. So I think I have a very fun video for you guys today. I got up bright and early, and well, Hardy isn't even awake yet, which is surprising. But you know what they say, the early bird gets the worm, and that is my plan for today. I'm actually going to be heading to a local thrift store today to do a little sourcing and hopefully find some good inventory to resell online on sites like Poshmark and eBay and Mecari and stuff like that. It should be a ton of fun. But the reason why I have high hopes for today is because, well, the local thrift I'm going to, which is a Habitat for Humanity, they're actually running a sale where all their clothing items are 99 cents. So yes, today, whatever I grab, as long as it fits into a clothing category, is gonna be 99 cents, which is crazy. A buck per item. Thrift store has always treated me good in the past, and I actually just learned about this sale. They actually do it weekly, so I have been hitting it up every single week for the past few weeks, and I wish I would have learned about it earlier, which prompts a very important tip. If you are a reseller out there looking for good inventory, hit up all your local thrift stores and ask them about what days they do sales, or if they do sales on particular days, because a lot of thrift stores, especially in my area, even the Goodwills, they'll have certain days where they'll do like half off a yellow tag or half off a certain color tag, or days like this, you know, it'll be 99 cents per item, or maybe some days are 70% off all items. You know, just go around, check out all your local thrifts and see what days they actually run sales, because I bet some of your local thrifts do, and I bet you can find and source some good inventory that way. Yeah, without further ado, I want to get there right when they open up, so we better head over there. I got my fingers crossed. I usually do pretty good. I buy about 50, 60, 70 items typically every time I've been hitting this dollar day, so I'm super excited. I hope we get some good stuff today. It should be a ton of fun. Let's go hit the thrift. All right, so as you can see behind me, we did so good getting inventory today, and every single item in this pile behind me was 99 cents a piece. A fantastic value for inventory. I actually have the receipt right here, and we ended up getting 86 pieces of clothing and 2 pieces of luggage. So 88 items in total, all for a buck a piece. My total cost was $92, which is insane for inventory. I am super pleased. A ton of great stuff as well. A lot of staple stuff, you know, mall brand stuff. But I also found a few really cool pieces of vintage stuff. And there's also one high designer, high fashion brand item in there that I cannot believe I found for a buck. I'm super excited to research it and see if it's a good deal. And I'll explain all that later, and we'll get through this pile together, and it should be a ton of fun. I'm super excited to show you guys some of the stuff that I got today. Oh man, that was a rush. That was fun getting all that inventory, but we have to head home. I'm sure Hardy's due for a walk, so we'll get that knocked out of the way. We'll talk about some of the stuff that I got today. Should be a ton of fun. Let's go. Hi, Hardy. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Hi. Do you want to go for a run? Should we go for a run? Yes, let's go. Come on. Okay, so I got Hardy tired out. I got all the clothes in. I'm gonna start processing them, taking pictures, and then I think we are going to regroup, and we'll talk about some of the stuff that I bought today. There's some really cool stuff in here, so I'm super excited to show you, and I cannot believe all this stuff was 99 cents a piece. Just crazy. Actually, some very good profit margins in here as well. But we will talk about that once I am done. Let's get to work. Okay, so pictures are done. I got everything processed, everything in their dedicated inventory bin. Now we just have to start the process of listing the items, but I want to go through a few items with you guys that I found today. And keep in mind, I got all these items for 99 cents a piece, $1 a piece. So there's obviously a ton of profit to be had here, and some really good items, and I'm really excited to share some of these with you. Like I said, I got staple items and some vintage items and some just really cool items overall. I think we'll start off with a couple of staple items. I actually found a few Tommy Bahama pieces at the thrift today, and you've probably heard of the brand Tommy Bahama. It really had its day in reselling maybe a year or two ago, where you could fetch very, very good money for this stuff, but now it's kind of dropped down a little bit into kind of the staple item category, at least for my business. However, I do carry it a lot, and I do sell a ton of Tommy Bahama stuff. A couple examples of what I found today are this polo shirt, a very classic Tommy Bahama silk polo shirt. Now, I find these shirts periodically, and they actually do pretty well for my business. If I can find the silk ones like this one, they typically fetch about $18 to $20, which, well, for $1 of a purchase price, that is some very, very good profit. And I also found this Tommy Bahama sweatshirt. This is a heavier weight cotton sweatshirt, also a very, very nice item, and I also expect this one to go in that $18 to $20 range. Okay, now the next couple of items I want to show you are not only staple items, a staple brand, but they're also really cool retro vintage items, and they come from, well, the Columbia brand. I actually found a really, really cool retro Columbia vest. It's probably from the early 2000s. It has a nice rich red color. It's a fleece vest, and it has all the really cool Columbia, like the vintage Columbia logo details all over it. The tag is vintage. It has the old school Columbia logo on the zipper and on the chest, and it's just a really, really cool vintage Columbia vest. I expect to get about $18 to $25 for this vest. Again, this isn't the most in-demand item, but it is a staple brand of Columbia, and it's a retro style, so I think it will do pretty well. That wasn't the only vintage Columbia piece I found today. I actually found this really, really cool vintage Columbia jacket. It's a nice black color, and it has the really, really cool vintage Columbia detailings throughout. Now, this is a ski kind of shell style jacket, and it has some really, really cool retro hints of color throughout. Like on the logo on the chest, it's like that vintage green and purple color. Very, very cool. The inside lining is purple, and this is a very, very cool jacket all around. Now, again, keep in mind I got it for $1, and I expect to get about $25 to $30 for this jacket, so a ton of profit there. Very, very cool jacket. I'm super, super happy I found it. Okay, let's jump over to the high fashion and high designer piece I found today, and it's actually a pair of Valentino dress pants. Now, unfortunately, this isn't a very in-demand style. I did some brief kind of research on it, and I can expect to get about $35 for these. Unfortunately, this is a older pair, and much like many of these high fashion brands such as Dior or, well, Valentino or Versace, they used to make kind of staple dress clothing a lot of the times, and you can find it periodically in the thrift, but clothing that falls into these categories unfortunately doesn't fetch a ton of money. If it's just a typical dress shirt or a typical pair of slacks, typically the really high demand stuff is going to be the neo-traditional stuff, you know, the unique jackets and the unique shirts and garments and stuff like that. But nonetheless, it's a very, very solid name. I hope it'll sell fast, and I expect to get about $35 for this pair of pants. Okay, next I want to talk about Polo Shirts. Now, I found and I purchased a ton of Polo Shirts today, probably over 10, and I think that is because, well, people just aren't in the market for Polo Shirts right now. But that is totally fine for my business. I bought them now with the expectation that, well, when summer comes around and people start playing golf again, people will start purchasing Polo Shirts. But I found a ton of very, very cool ones. I actually found a really nice Ralph Lauren polo shirt. It's a really, really nice color, kind of gray and silver with a lot of really nice details on it, and it's actually 100% Pima cotton, which is a pretty sought after textile, and I expect to get about $18 to $20 for this one. One of my other favorite polo shirts that I found today is actually this vintage Eddie Bauer polo shirt. I love the colors on it. It's like this pinkish blush color with nice hints of blue, and it's on a vintage Eddie Bauer tag, you know, that classic gold and black Eddie Bauer tag. Very, very cool polo shirt. Again, it's not going to be a super valuable piece, probably between $15 and $18, but to provide a wide variety of inventory and styles, and this one, well, fits that bill. All right, now another very interesting item I found today is actually this pair of heavy-duty canvas riding pants. Now, if you've never seen a pair of pants like this before, this pant is especially designed for jockeys, someone who is going to ride a horse. I am not well versed in this realm by any means, but I could tell that this was a very high quality pair of riding pants, particularly because the canvas was very heavy duty and it had really nice leather, like high quality leather details throughout the pants as well. So I'm not totally sure on the entire market for pants like this, but I expect a piece of equipment like this is going to do pretty well. And I'm kind of hoping in between that $30 to $50 range. Like I said, I'll have to do some research obviously, but I expect to list it in between that range. I think the last item I'm going to share with you guys, because well, I found 88 items today and I wish I could share them all, but I don't think that's practical for a video like this, is actually this really, really cool vintage Colorado Rockies duffel bag. Now this is just a super, super cool piece, and for $1, I couldn't pass it up. I love the colors, I love the vintage style. It's that old school nylon duffel bag, just a really, really cool piece. And I know baseball isn't starting up anytime soon, and they're going through probably a lockout process and all that stuff. I do expect this item to do pretty well, probably in that $20 to $30 range. I've sold many vintage duffel bags in the past and they always seem to do well. I think in general, luggage is just a really interesting concept that for some reason us as people, we use to kind of clarify our style. You know, there's people who like the old school leather luggage, or people who like the super modern sleek luggage. And if you've ever been in a major airport, you look around, everybody has their own style of luggage. So this is just a really cool item. It's vintage, it's MOB, it's nostalgic, and it has really cool colors, and I'm super, super happy to have found it. Okay, so that is today's video. That is the $1 thrift haul. I'm super, super happy. I got a ton of great inventory today, but here comes the dirty work. Now I have to list it all, which, well, it's okay. It's just part of the business. And I hope you learned something as well. I obviously tried to make this video as entertaining as I could, but I also tried to provide little nuggets of information throughout it as well, and provide some different perspectives that, well, you probably don't see every day. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And in the meantime, be good to one another. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.